Hello, Connect. Good morning. It's me, Simply Smiling. So I wanted to come on today for a quick chat. I have cold tea that I'm drinking this morning. I like my green tea cold sometimes, but my preference, of course, is hot. But I'm going to do cold this morning just to switch it up, change it up a little bit. I wanted to talk today about a word that I think is very, very important in life as a whole, not just on your journey or things you're trying to be successful and established at, but the word is perception and how we perceive ourselves as we go through life. I think that the way we perceive ourselves is very, 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 very important on this journey. So I took some notes. I like to sit down and think and just take notes sometimes. I want to give you a briefing from some of my notes, and we can sit down and have a chat this morning. I believe that your journey will go further towards positivity if your perception of yourself and your journey is positive. We can't perceive ourselves, meaning to see ourselves one way, especially if it's negative, and think we're going to get to positivity. Because it starts with us, and it starts with how we feel about ourselves, our perception of ourselves, and how we see ourselves. We've got to feed it positivity every day. I've said that often. Feed your life and feed your journey positivity every single day in order to get to where you're trying to go. Okay, we got to believe that we're enough. We got to believe that we have enough inside of us. We've got to see and believe that the perception has to be on point, because we are whatever we see, regardless of what anyone says, be it positive or negative. We're going to end up being what we see of ourselves, how we feel about ourselves, and where we believe that we are. We're going to believe what we truly think, regardless of anything else. Okay. Sometimes we have to change our perception of how we see ourselves. You may start right here in this circle. I don't feel like exercising today. I don't feel like eating healthy today. I don't see myself moving further this time next year. I see myself being right where I am. I don't see myself as having enough strength, enough motivation, enough willpower. That's all your perception of yourself. But I'm here to tell you today, you don't have to stay in this circle. No, you don't. We've got to change all of that negative perception to a positive perception over here. We've got to see ourselves doing the right things, saying the right things, seeing and believing the right things for ourselves. So the perception has to change from point A to point B in order to move on to point C and further in life. The perception has to change. It's at the beginning of your journey. It's at the beginning of anything you're trying to be successful or accomplished at. It's at the beginning, but that perception has to change, okay? We've got to believe that life has arrived for us and we're here and we're going to make it happen. Good life, I'm meaning. Not the bad life, not the negativity, not any of the unpositive things, but the good life. We got to believe, see, and trust that it has arrived for us and we're ready to take full control over that great perception of ourselves, over that great life and what we see and what we feel about ourselves. Now, we know that our perception and how we see ourselves becomes our reality. It becomes what we truly believe about ourselves, be it positive or negative. And of course, if it's positive, it's all good because that's forever going in the right way. But if it's negative, there's going to be a halt in life. You're going to feel stuck in life. You're going to believe this is what it is because of what you see about yourself, how you perceive yourself. You have to always reassess your journey, reassess your life, change things up, see where you are, check in with yourself and see where you are. How are you truly perceiving yourself? Is your lifestyle showing how you perceive yourself to others? Are you trying to do this and not being successful because of maybe how you perceive yourself? You don't see yourself moving further. You don't think you have the self-worth. You don't think you're worthy enough. You don't value your journey or value yourself. All of that has to be changed, and it can be changed from negative to positive. Okay, we got to feel, when we feel the triggers arising inside of us that are going to alter our perception of how we feel, we have to deal with those. Say you're having a wonderful day, you wake up, you're having a great day, the perception of yourself and your day is going to be great. And then a trigger may hit, something may tick your day off or send it to the left or the right field. We got to grab hold of that trigger so that your total perception of yourself for that day would not change. Your self-worth and your self-value cannot be controlled by triggers, negative triggers. We can't have that because your whole perception of yourself would change. You feel like you can't make it happen. You feel like you can't do anything. Okay? What you see is stage one. Where you are is stage two. And then what you do and where you want to be is stage three. We have to learn to bridge the gaps Those are the three ranks of perception. What you see, where you are, and then what you do to get to where you go. Learn to bridge those gaps and bring that thing together in a positive manner so that your perception of yourself would change. We all want positivity. We all want a positive perception of ourselves because we know anything that's positive is what's going to happen for us. Anything that's positive is what's going to get us to where we're going to be. But it all starts in how we see ourselves, not necessarily how others see us. Because they can say great things about us all day long. They can say positive things. They can say negative things. But at the end of the day, it's going to be how we perceive ourselves. At least it should be controlled by how we perceive ourselves. Sometimes it's like your brain will automatically categorize your perception as your reality. And that's okay. You want that as long as it's positive and not negative. If negativity is resting in your mind and being categorized as your reality and your perception is how it is, you need to change that. All of that needs to be changed. We've got to want to, and we've got to make our perception of ourselves positive. We can't allow it to rest in our mind and be negative. Now, perception is affected by a whole lot of different things. Our education, our culture, our upbringing, how we were raised, and actually how we totally see ourselves. But if it's not positive, we can change all of that. Don't let any of the elements of life affect your perception. Don't let any of the elements of life affect your perception. Don't let that happen if it's negative. Now, if it's positive, it's all good. It's perfect. Now, you can learn to increase your perception from negativity to positivity by doing a whole lot of things. You've got to engage daily in self-reflection. You got to look at yourself and say, okay, this is where I am in life. This is how I'm doing in life. This is where I want to be in life. This is where I'm going in life. You got to do this daily to remind yourself that there is positivity for you. There are positive ways to perceive yourself. And then you've got to believe in yourself. You've got to believe that you can make this happen. You've got to believe that you have what it takes. You've got to believe and trust in your positive perception for yourself so that you're able to see that thing. Once you see it, your mind and your heart feeds off of what you see about yourself. Nothing else. It feeds off of what you see because your feelings of how you feel about yourself come from that, from your perception. You've got to learn to look at things in a good way, in a good eye of perception. You've got to do that. We also, another thing that'll help your perception to be positive, you've got to learn to accept compliments. On a journey, it's losing weight journey. When someone says to you, oh my God, you're doing great. I can see you've lost a few pounds. Don't say, well, I still have 100 more to go. Don't say, well, it's been a struggle. Well, it's the hardest thing I've ever done. Learn to accept that compliment and move on. Say, okay, thank you so very much. Compliments from others do help you on a journey such as losing weight, okay? But always remember to compliment yourself and accept the compliments from others and yourself. Learn to accept a compliment and don't be so quick to criticize yourself, okay? Criticism would change your whole perception of how you feel and how you see yourself. Okay, you've got to recognize your self-worth. What I mean by that is you have self-worth. You're here and you're making your journey happen. So it's a great thing for you. So be worthy of it. Know that it's okay to have self-worth. And that would totally change your perception. A lot of people won't see yourself the way you see yourself. A lot of people will only see you how you are today. Remember, in that circle. And if you listen to and pay close attention to those that are not on your side, those that are not in your corner, those that do not totally understand your journey. Okay, if you listen to the negativity, if it lives there, if it's positive, it's all good. But if negativity comes from others and you listen to that, trust and believe that it'll change your perception. You may feel good about what you've accomplished thus far. But if others want to see more, they think, oh my God, you haven't done that much. You've only lost a few. I can tell a little bit. Don't worry about that. Don't let nothing waver your positive perception that you have of yourself. You've got to perceive yourself. You got to learn to focus on the good things and not on the things that the haters and the naysayers may have to say. I was there. Oh my God, I was so there. I looked for compliments from others when I was first starting my journey. I was like, oh my God, I can really wear this dress. I can fit it. I'm going to wear it today. I wear it out the door and I'm waiting waiting on that compliment. I'm waiting on someone to say, oh, I can see the difference. But as long as you know, understand me, as long as you know that you've done the best that you can do, and you're looking to do even better, then your perception and how you perceive yourself should not be wavered by the fact that no one else is on board with you. Okay, no one else understands you. Don't let others have the control over your perception of how you see yourself. At the end of the day, you're with yourself more than they are with you. So that perception has to be at an all-time high. You know, I mentioned before, I keep a gratitude journal, as long as it's a daily journal that I keep, that I just log things in, whether they're positive or negative, just things to reflect back on, to pull strength from. But I have a gratitude journal as well. Things that I'm grateful for today, things that I want to happen in my life, positive things, okay? Just a gratitude journal. Try to keep a gratitude journal, or every now and then, or every other day, or daily even, tell yourself that something you're grateful for from you, okay? Something that you're doing for you, okay? Something that you're doing to make it happen. Something that you're doing to change your whole perception of yourself to a positive one. We've got to practice that positive self-talk. It's okay. I told you I do it all the time. Chatterbox here. But I talk to myself in a positive manner. I was so used to talking to myself in a negative manner, and it kept me stuck. It kept my whole perception of myself as I'm wasting my time. This is not going to work. All the negative errors were completely coming my way and sticking me with the dirty, dirty negative darts. But I'm ready to tell you, you can flip that thing around with some positive self-talk. Talk it right now, whether or not you see it. You know it's coming if you keep on the road that you are on. We've got to learn also, when you get up in the morning, to start every day on a positive note. Start every day with positivity. Self-talk, be grateful and thankful that you're here another day when your feet hit the floor. Amen. Whatever you need to do, start each day on a positive note. Your perception of yourself is what's going to carry you through your life. Like I said, your perception of yourself becomes your reality. So why would we want that to be negative? Let's make that positive. Your perception of yourself is how you see yourself, how you feel about yourself, how you care and love yourself, how you motivate and encourage yourself, how you totally and truly believe in yourself. So check your perception of yourself today. What do you actually see? How do you perceive yourself, your life, your journey, your health? How do you see it? And if it's negative, let's work on making it positive. There's so many ways to do that, but you got to start with believing in yourself. You got to start with not where I am and how I look and how much I weigh today and what I'm able to do today and what I'm not able to do today. Don't start right there. Start up here with belief, and then tackle everything negative in that circle that's keeping you from moving on to point B. From negative to positive. But first, believe in yourself and know that you have what it takes. Know that your perception is telling you already that you're worth it. Your value of yourself is already there. You're worthy because you're here. You're ready to make the changes necessary for you to live that healthy lifestyle, for you to feel better, for you to be better, move better, think, eat better, all the positive aspects that we want. Change the perception. That's where it starts. No negative self-talk, no self-criticism, but only positivity, whether or not you see or feel it. Call it out first and believe that it will come to pass in your life. Believe that the more you practice positivity, the stronger it gets. If you don't practice positivity, of course, we know negativity will rule and trump that. But we want positivity to trump negativity every single time. So peace and love, and check your perception today. How do you see yourself? Ask yourself, jot it down. Take a look at that thing. Okay, reevaluate your life. Okay, it's that important. Peace and love, everyone, and I'll talk to you real soon. Have a wonderful hump day. Bye.